Hello, my friends. Welcome to another edition of the Car Concierge Show, the show that helps you with the buying, selling, maintaining, and repairing of all of your vehicles. I'm your host, Christopher Surratt. On today's show, we're going to do a special executive edition where we tackle a situation where we are seeing a lot of top executives leaving from our top automakers here in the United States. There's been a mass exodus of top executives leaving their positions at these automakers, specifically after the UAW strike situation, and I don't see it stopping anytime soon. So on today's show, we're going to check out some of these individuals that left these top positions. We're also going to talk about that impact on the automotive industry as well as its impact on you. So let's check it out. First up, we're going to head over to Ford, where they have a young gentleman has decided that he's going to leave for other opportunities. All right, my friend, we're going to also use Automotive News, the best place to get all of your automotive information from. So, first up, Automotive News, we're going to check out this Anthony Lowe as he is leaving the Ford automotive industry. So, headline, Ford design boss Anthony Lowe leaves for other opportunities, no successor named yet. Lowe made the decision to leave the automaker himself, Ford said, without saying where he is moving. And this article was written on May 9th, 2024 by Nick Gibbs. So, Ford Motor Company's head of design, Anthony Lowe, is leaving the company to explore new opportunities, the automaker said. Lowe made the decision to leave himself effective May 14th, Ford said without saying where he is moving. A successor has not yet been named. Lowe joined Ford in 2021, taking over for Moray Callum. He moved to Ford from Renault Group, where he was the French automaker's vice president of exterior design. At Ford, Lowe oversaw designs including the Lincoln Star Utility concept and the Lincoln Model L100 concept, a sleek, low-slung, self-driving sedan said to be powered by a solid-state battery. Under Lowe, Ford also redesigned the newest generation of Mustang sports cars. Lowe in 2022 told Automotive News that he liked using concepts as a way to test certain features with the public before they made their way onto production models. He said Ford was entering a really exciting period and that there would be opportunities to reinvent popular nameplates for the digital and electric age. He believed the design process was being turned upside down as more attention was being paid to interior customer experiences. We'd like to thank Anthony for his leadership and contributions to Ford and wish him the best in his future endeavors, a company spokesperson said in a statement. While at Renault, Lowe oversaw the design overhaul of the brand's range that industry watchers credited with helping to push it into the number 2 slot in Europe. Hong Kong born and UK educated, Lowe started his career at Lotus in the UK in the mid-1980s before moving to Audi and then Daimler in quick succession. In 2000, he became head of the advanced design at General Motors Saab brand, where he was responsible for the influential Aero X concept and then took over advanced design for GM Europe, including Opel and Vauxhall. Renault recruited Lowe in 2010 to lead interior design under Lawrence Van Dien Acker, who had succeeded Patrick Lequimont as design chief. One of Renault's group design successes undertaken by Lowe was the Dacia Duster, a budget-priced small SUV that became a segment leader against more expensive and full-featured rivals. All right, so this was on May 9th when Mr. Lowe decided he was going to leave the Ford automaker. And the kicker is that he is leaving for other opportunities. So, and what we can take from that is that other opportunities, he's trying to not say that he's going to another competitor. Probably can't with NDAs the way they are these days, specifically for designers. But what we're going to start to see as we evaluate this is a situation where we're seeing a lot of these executives starting to see the writing on the wall. But let's continue. We're going to step over to our next candidate or executive, as it were. And this time we're going to head over to Dodge. Dodge Ram CEO Tim Knuskis retiring from Stellantis. Dodge Ram CEO Tim Knuskis retiring from Stellantis. Matt McClure will succeed Tim Knuskis as head of Dodge, while Chrysler CEO Christine Fuel will add Ram trucks to her responsibilities. This article is from May 17th, written by Vince Bond Jr. Tim Knuskis, CEO of Stellantis, Dodge, and Ram brands, is retiring after 32 years with the automaker and its predecessors. Knuskis, 57, will be replaced June 1st by Matt McClure, who has been leading Dodge sales operations, Stellantis said Friday. Chrysler CEO Christine Fuel also will take charge of Ram. Quote, I want to take the opportunity to warmly thank Tim for his passion, commitment, and contributions to Stellantis and defining the vision of the future electrified Ram and Dodge brands. I wish him well in his retirement, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares said in a statement. I'm confident that Chris will continue the work of Tim and leading the iconic Ram brand. Matt will bring a fresh perspective while continuing to draw on the heritage of our iconic Dodge brand and leading the transition of the brand toward a sustainable future. Knuskis has headed Dodge since January 2021 and Ram since July 2023 under Fiat Chrysler Automobiles. His roles included overseeing passenger cars and the Jeep brand in North America and heading Maserati and Alfa Romeo globally. All right, so this young gentleman at 57 is retiring. A little bit different than what we're really talking about here. He spent 32 years with this company. That's a decent amount of time. I think he added some more. Matter of fact, there was a little bit more to that story. Dodge and Ram are undergoing major transitions to electric vehicles. The first Charger EV and the Ram 1500 REV pickup are scheduled to arrive this year. Under Knuskis, Dodge stopped offering powerful V8 engines but has assured enthusiasts that it will continue to focus on performance through electrification. Knuskis was selected as a 2022 Automotive News All-Star for success promoting the brand's Brotherhood of Muscle image. Now this, my friends, is the important part of this situation for me. So, this gentleman, Mr. Knuskis, is retiring after 32 years with this company. And he's retiring when it's about to get into the electric boom. And what this last part of his article is telling us was he is a man that was big into muscle. He won the 2022 Automotive News All-Star for his success promoting the brand's Brotherhood of Muscle image. Now, the Brotherhood of Muscle image probably is not going to exist for very much longer. With the electrification of their vehicles, muscle cars are going to die out, and that was pretty much this young man's mainstay. So, his retirement, we can foresee that coming, because if they're getting away from what was the basis of what he did, then I would see that for definitely a good reason for you to get out while you can. All right, let's continue. Heading over to Stellantis. Stellantis U.S. sales boss Jason Stojkovic leaves after 2 months. Stellantis appointed Matt Thompson as senior vice president of U.S. retail sales to succeed Stojkovic, who took on that role in March. This article was written on May 24th, last week, written by Vince Bond Jr. Please check him out when you sign up with Automotive News. He writes fantastic articles. All right. Stellantis on Friday said it has appointed Matt Thompson as its new senior vice president of U.S. retail sales, replacing Jason Stojkovic after only 2 months. The move is effective immediately. Stojkovic, who took on the newly created role in March, resigned this week. Saying goodbye to an organization after 20 plus total years isn't easy, Stojkovic said in an email obtained by Automotive News. On the flip side, prioritizing my family is the most important thing in the world to me. I will dearly miss all of my colleagues and friends at Stellantis and wish you all nothing but the best. I've been blessed to be surrounded by such amazing people and talented individuals. I will continue to cheer all of you on from the sidelines. We will be relocating our family back to San Clemente, California, where both of our kids were born, and a place we call home. Stellantis said Thompson will oversee U.S. sales planning and incentives, retail sales promotions, and dealer relations and field operations in support of the brands. He has been with Chrysler's side of the automaker for 25 years and spent much of his time working alongside the dealer network in various assignments throughout the U.S., including serving in multiple roles in the Northeast and Midwest business centers, the automaker said. He most recently was Vice President of Sales Planning and Programs. Matt has a deep background supporting our sales organization and most recently has been focused on the most critical aspects of our commercial business, Carlos Zarlinga, COO of Stellantis North America, said in a statement. Matt's experiences are invaluable at this time of transition for the industry and our company. With our stable of iconic brands, we will continue to bring consumers exciting, must-have products to compete in today's hyper-competitive market. Stellantis North America reshuffled its executive ranks this year, realigning its sales organization to separate units focused on its business-to-business and business-to-consumer sales channels. Stojkovic was president of Stellantis Canada before being put in charge of the retail sales division. Stellantis U.S. sales was down 9.7% in the first quarter. In the beginning of May, Jeep, Ram, and Alfa Romeo each had inventory that was at least double the national average of its 76-day supply. According to Cox Automotive, Dodge was at 151 days, while Chrysler stood at 143. Now, that last part is real important because what that is telling us is that they're not selling as many cars as they predicted, and it's affecting, of course, sales. They have already did a lot of switching up when it comes to the executive ranks. Obviously, Mr. Stojkovic didn't like it. They had put him into a new position that they just created. Definitely wasn't for him because he decided he wasn't going to stay there after just 2 months. So he is going to move on to greener pastures. Definitely going to move on to greener pastures. He lives out in San Clemente. But another gentleman that's decided that he's going to jump ship. And of course, we have to understand that most of these reasons for jumping ship are based in changes in the automotive industries, particularly the losses. All of the losses that these top automakers are seeing specifically over the last couple of quarters, with the changes, with the new automakers that are put products on the roads that are causing them to lose a percentage point. There's going to be a lot of change in the automotive industry coming up, and I think that a lot of these gentlemen are seeing this already. They are in the front, so they see what's going on from the top. They see the changes that are happening from the top, so they're deciding to make their move now. But let's keep going because there's a lot more. So we're going to stay with Stellantis. All right. Stellantis customer experience chief resigns in third senior executive departure this month. Richard Scherzwald is being replaced by Oliver Bourgeois, previously head of the Global Corporate Office and Public Affairs. This was May 28th, 2 days ago? And of course, my man Vince Vaughn Jr. is in the writing. Richard Scherzwald, Stellantis Chief Customer Experience Officer, has resigned, the third senior executive departure at the automaker in recent weeks. Scherzwald has decided to leave for personal reasons, according to a statement from the company Tuesday. He is being replaced by Olivier Bourgeois, who was previously head of the Global Corporate Office and Public Affairs. Scherzwald joined Fiat Automobiles in 2004 as a senior vice president of quality and supplier quality director for Fiat, Alfa Romeo, and Lancia and Maserati brands. In 2007, he was named quality assurance director for Volkswagen South America, where he is responsible for manufacturing quality of 6 plants in Brazil and Argentina. Stellantis said Scherzwald rejoined FCA Group in 2016 and was head of quality for the group's Latin America region. He was named global head of quality and a member of the FCA Group Executive Council in October 2018. He was appointed Chief Customer Experience Officer and a member of Stellantis' top executive team in January of 2021. I want to take the opportunity to warmly thank Richard for his drive and unwavering focus on our customers and contribution to the early years of Stellantis. I wish him well, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares said in a statement. He's been making a lot of statements lately. Dodge and Ram CEO Tim Knuskis announced his retirement May 17th, and a week later, U.S. Sales Chief Jason Stojkovic departed from that job after 2 months. There was no immediate indication if Scherzwald was taking another job, and his LinkedIn page was not updated as of 2 p.m. Eastern. Stellantis announced several other management changes. We're going to announce them too. So, another bites the dust with Stellantis. Another bites the dust with Stellantis. And Stellantis, we have to understand, was in the forefront of the UAW negotiations. Of course, part of the top three, probably I think they were the first ones to cave. I'm not sure about that, but I know they caved just like everybody else. And the bigger problem is that even after all they fought for in the UAW situation, they've had mass layoffs at all their factories. Mass layoffs. I've reported on them on several of my shows. Mass layoffs in their factories in Michigan. I think there was in Wisconsin. And the whole point of the UAW really is to help these people keep their jobs. But for some reason, they're not stopping in these mass layoffs that are continuing to happen. It's kind of weird. But let's keep going. We still got a lot more to go. Well, not a lot more, but a couple more. Let's head over to Honda. American Honda's top sales executive, Mamoudou Diallo, exits as automaker gains ground. American Honda's Senior Vice President of Auto Sales, Mamoudou Diallo, will depart, and Acura head of sales, Emile Corcoran, is returning to Honda Canada. This was from May 29th, yesterday, and written by Carly Schaffner. American Honda Motor Company is shuffling its top U.S. management. The company's Senior Vice President of Auto Sales, Mahmoud Diallo, 49, who oversees Honda and Acura divisions, will leave to pursue other business opportunities. He's leaving to pursue other business opportunities. Effective June 7th. Honda did not provide details on his departure. The company also said that Emile Corcoran, 47, Assistant Vice President of Acura National Sales, has exited the U.S. team to return to a role at Honda Canada. His new position is Assistant Vice President for Honda Sales and Marketing for Honda Canada. Originally from Toronto, he joined Honda's U.S. operations in 2019 and was promoted to head of Acura Sales in 2021. Lance Wolfer, 53, who has been leading Honda National Sales in the U.S. for 18 months, will be promoted to Vice President of Auto Sales, who will fill Diallo's role overseeing Honda and Acura brands. I have full confidence in each of our new auto sales leaders, Diallo told Automotive News in an email. During the past 4 years, we have made a priority of preparing the next generation of leaders and then providing opportunities for them to assume key leadership roles. The dude that's taking over for him is older than him. How is he? That's not. No, I'm not gonna. The dude that's taking over for him is 6 years older. What? What? 4 years older than him. So that doesn't make sense. During the past 4 years, we have made a priority of preparing the next generation of leaders and then providing opportunities for them to assume key leadership roles. Okay. We have worked hard over the past several months to ensure a smooth and effective transition in the leadership, and they are ready to carry the Honda and Acura brands into the future, he said. In an email to Automotive News, Wolfer expressed his gratitude to Diallo for his leadership and contributions towards the success of Honda and Acura brands. We have a strong team in place ready to work together with our dealers to grow our sales as we continue to prepare for our electrified future, Wolfer said. And there you have it. Now, Mr. Diallo is leaving to pursue other opportunities. Why? Honda's doing good, right? Honda has EVs out there for sale. Is Honda's numbers bad? They're saying Honda's numbers are good. So why would he leave? Maybe he sees the writing on the wall too. Even at Honda, we haven't seen any problems with Honda. Honda's not part of the big three, so it won't end the whole UAW brouhaha. But even he sees the writing on the wall at Honda, and it's time for him to get out. Automakers here are hurting. We have to understand that here, Honda, all automakers are dealing with a lot right now. So, and then let's get into that right now. Automakers are dealing with so much that's going on right now. Think about the China tariffs that's going to cause them to have to get their products for their vehicles from somewhere else, which is going to probably be more expensive. Think about all of the EV companies that are coming and selling vehicles. VinFast, Tesla, Fisker. These all are taking up precious customers from our big three and Honda. The automotive industry is going to go into such a big transition of power that is going to be ridiculous. Now, one thing is that our government and our president is trying their best to keep our automakers, our U.S. automakers on top. They're doing everything in their power they can. 100% tariffs on China, not allowing BYD to sell their vehicles here, or trying not to. But is that going to stop people from buying those BYD vehicles? Is that going to stop them from buying Rivian, Tesla, VinFast? All these are new automakers, and they're all taking up customers from the big three and Honda. And it's hurting their bottom line. They're overstocked with inventory. They're having hard sales. They're cutting prices on new vehicles. Do you know that a lot of new vehicles, if you compare, are more expensive than, or a lot of used vehicles, if you compare, are more expensive than new vehicles? It just depends on where you are, but it's true. Now, some people are still, indulging in buying the hottest, newest thing. But the hottest, newest thing is not coming from the big three automakers. They're coming from Tesla, Cybertrucks. And it's definitely hurting these automakers' bottom lines. And what we're talking about now is the executives at these places are seeing the writing on the wall. And just like rats, they're jumping off the ship. All right, last but not least, we're going to look at one last executive. And this is a little bit different, but funny to me. I don't know if you're going to find it funny, but I find it kind of interesting in itself. Because I can surmise that a lot of this exodus and a lot of the problems that the automakers are having with the layoffs at the factories and everything like that is somewhat related to the big UAW contract dispute that happened a couple of months ago. So, that being said, let's check this out. UAW Vice President Rich Boyer out as head of Stellantis department. UAW President Shawn Fain of UAW contract Fain will take over responsibility of the Stellantis department for now. Boyer will remain on the UAW's executive board. This, my friends, is an article from today, May 30th, 2024 by Michael Martinez. UAW President Shawn Fain has stripped oversight of the Stellantis department from Vice President Rich Boyer, according to two sources with knowledge of the situation. Boyer, who last fall led negotiations with the automaker and won a historically rich contract, will remain on the UAW's International Executive Board and continue to lead the union's parts and supplier departments. Fain will take over responsibility of the Stellantis department for now, one of the sources said. Excuse me. It was not immediately clear why Fain chose to demote Boyer, a UAW spokesperson declined to comment. It marks the second assignment shakeup in roughly 3 months. Fain in February removed certain departments from Secretary-Treasurer Margaret Mock's role. Under the UAW Constitution, Fain has the authority to assign and reassign departments to board members at his discretion. Damn. A board vote could be called if someone appeals a decision. Boyer, known for his fiery rhetoric, ran on the same reform slate as Fain and won election to the executive board in late 2022. The Detroit News and Detroit Free Press reported Boyer's demotion earlier Thursday. Coincidence? I think not. I think it's what I think that was is that our man Mr. Fain is feeling the heat. See, they fought hard with the UAW for those contracts, and he is a part of Stellantis. So, like we just saw, Stellantis has a whole bunch of executives just jumping ship, and they know something. That's why they're jumping ship. Fain knows it too. Probably this young gentleman Boyer knows it as well, and probably said something. You know how it be. Saw the writing on the wall, saw things changing, not for the good, said something to the wrong person, and Fain decided, hey, we don't need that negativity around here, brother. You know, get up out of here. Now, still on the board, still making money. And there's another thing I really need to do a lot of more research on the UAW. I did not know that these board members had to be elected. I mean, I know to some degree that they had to be assigned or elected, but I'm gonna have to really do some research on that. But he's still a member of the board. I don't know what that means, but our man Mr. Fain decided he's going to demote him. Sounds so negative. Demote him and strip some of his powers, and he has discretion to do it. It was just crazy in itself. You think he'd already be in the presidential race by now. But I want to end with this, guys. This is par for the course. This is how, really, like I always say, the automotive industry is a mirror of the real world to some degree. And what we're seeing is a lot of people who are in the know making decisions for their well-being, preparing for the future. And we need to take heed. We as people need to take heed. We have to take the cues from these people, try our best to gain knowledge about why they are making these decisions so we make the right decisions for ourselves. The automotive industry is really hurting, specifically for the big three of automakers here in the U.S. The competition is way too fierce. The whole Tesla Cybertruck situation made them look so bad because the world was in such arms to get that vehicle, whereas there hasn't been any inclination of a vehicle coming from anywhere else, any other automaker that has any kind of visibility that the Cybertruck had. And then we also have, the Fiskars and the VinFast of the world, the Execs. All these companies are coming. They've already making sales. They're already getting reviews, so people are knowing that they're available and they're good or they're bad. And they're making choices, and those choices are not the big three. And it's hurting. You can tell. And you can tell that these people know something that we don't. So we have to get knowledgeable. We have to understand what's going on when it comes to our stocks, when it comes to the vehicles we're buying, when it comes to the affordability of the future. Now, I have my executive gear on today, just in case one of these places want to reach out and get an executive on their team that's qualified with 30 years experience. All right, my friends. I'm your guy, Christopher Surratt. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Hit me with a comment and let me know what you think. Also, real quick, I did hear that Donald Trump was found guilty of all 34 felony charges. And I just wanted to say real quickly, is our next president going to be a felon? We'll talk about it on Sunday. Peace.